Welcome guys. Our concentration is on the net which has the built up neckline and the shoulder drop down. You can see that the net is squeezed into the Ankara so they are not sewn together, and the Ankara is weaved at the neckline. Of course, this is what we came up with, the built up neckline and the shoulder drop down. So stay tuned as we do this together. Now I have my basic bodies of the miniature that we're working with: the neckline, shoulder, armhole, bust line, waistline, okay? And then this is the back, neck, shoulder, armhole line, and the waistline. So we're trying to build up the neckline which has already been cut, right? Now, if you're using your actual measurement, you're not going to make use of the 3 inches neck depth. We're going to increase it to about 1.5 or even 1 inch, okay, to make it high instead of the 3 inches. So in this case, I'm going to raise it up and connect it still to the neckline CF line, right? Now I have the shoulder point or the shoulder line. I'm also going to build that place up using actual measurements. You can go up by 1 inch depending on how high you want it to be. And from there, I'm going to connect to my new neck line to the CF. I hope this is clear to you, right? And then from the shoulder, I'm going to connect to the point, to the shoulder point or neck point that I built up this way, and connect it back to the CF, which is already up. I need to make this to align properly. That's the reason for the new line that I just drew there. Okay, I hope this is making sense to you. If you have your actual measurement, depending on how high, 1 inch, 1.5, or 2 inches, depending on how high you want it. But this one here that we're working on is not too high, so 1 inch is enough for it with your actual measurement. And then we're going to trim it off this way, connecting to the shoulder line. So we're going to do the same thing to the back, but the back neck depth is not going to be as deep as the front depth, okay? So in as much as the shoulder line or shoulder point is the same height, if you raised up by 1 inch, you're probably going to raise the back by 1 inch. But the CB neck depth, we're just going to slant it by half an inch, just half an inch, okay? Just to make it have a little slant towards the CB. And that is what I've just done, and then we'll connect it into the actual line that we already have and connect to the shoulder line also, and then we trim off the excess. Okay, so if this is actually making sense to you, please stay tuned to the end and do not forget to subscribe if this is your first time. And even though it's not your first time, if you've not subscribed, please try and subscribe. Returning subscribers, thank you so much. You guys are the real people. Okay, so I'm going to cut this using the new neckline that we have in our net. Now you can decide to just cut like this and join your shoulders and your sleeve the normal way, and everything will be fine, okay? But if not, you can still do the shoulder drop down and have your shoulder drop down on your net the way you want it. This is just a matter of choice. Okay, so I have my basic bodice built up neckline, and then I have my sleeve. I'm going to attach my basic sleeve to the armhole line, making sure the point matches. And I will extend it to how much I want it to drop. In this case, I'm using 0.75. So yours might decide to be longer, or if it's shorter, it's not going to be fine. 1 inch, 1.5, it's okay. So I'll connect it towards the midpoint of the armhole, right? I'll connect it and then trim off the part that I want to trim off. You can see the way I'm connecting it. I'll trim that which has been connected to my bodice, to my basic bodice, like so. And this is my new armhole line which I will cut on my fabric, right? Now I'm going to remove that after cutting the front part and attach it to the back in order to cut the back area too. Now make sure that you have the placement right. If not, it's going to be difficult somehow for you. Okay, so I'll equally use it and cut on my um, fabric, but I'll make sure that the armhole, the shoulder line is a kind of blended properly so it doesn't look like a part is deep. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. I want to align the shoulder line properly so it doesn't become too deep and looking somehow. So cut off what I have made so far, and that is what I will use to cut on my fabric. There are so many ways to go about this, but I think this is the simplest and the easiest for you to understand, for even the beginners to understand, and that's why you can see the way it is now instead of being deep. Okay, you can equally do the same to the front if you think it's not proper. So this is what we have. Now the sleeve, you can see that a part is like it's pushing up. So I'll need to blend it properly. I'll need to blend it properly so that when fixing it to my armhole, I will not have any form of difficulty. Okay, so I'll use my scissors and blend it properly, right? Now this is what we have. It will then be easy to be fixed to the armhole area, our new armhole that we've just built, right? So this is how to go about this built up neckline and the shoulder drop down. Looking at the design that we are working on, the two dresses are worn separately and the Ankara neckline is weaved. So very possibly there is no lining to it. If you're going to be adding lining, it's not like turned. Okay, so you can just put the two together and weave. And of course, that is quality Ankara. So even if you don't add lining, it is still going to come out beautiful. So this is what we have. Normally this is where our shoulder is supposed to start, but this is where it is right now. It has been dropped down. I hope this video makes so much sense to you. Like, comment and share. Come back for more interesting video tutorials on this channel. You can see that the neckline is high instead of being on the actual place that is supposed to be. Okay, so if you have your Ankara now, you can just wear it on top and rock it the way you want, and no one will understand what, in fact, someone will find it difficult to understand what is happening. All you have to do is make sure that the Ankara neckline is higher than the shoulders.